man.
All right, okay, go.
Okay. Hello everyone, I'm here at the House of Blues in Hollywood with Doogie White, one of the greatest singers in the heavy metal and rock scene in the world. Doogie, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm happy to be in Los Angeles for the 4th time, playing in the House of Blues, and to do an interview with you guys. This is great.
Okay, how do you feel right now? Because I hear you were sick and...
Yeah, you know, when you stick 11 guys on a bus and send them round America, Canada, East Coast, West Coast, you know, the 4 time zones, someone's going to get something. Unfortunately, this time it was the singer.
Well, it's no herpes. It's okay, right?
Well, yeah. Well,
11 guys.
Look, we're all in our late 40s, early 50s now. Herpes is a thing of the past for us. Okay. A cup of cocoa. You might get it off a cocoa mug, but that'd be the best that you could get.
Okay. So, tell me, I saw a new project called APOYAME, White, Peace, Mendoza, and...
Okay. All right. Okay. You want to start with that? Okay. Right. The well, that was my record company. I'm signed with a record label called Metal Minds. They're based out of Poland, and they released my solo album. They released the 2 Tank albums. They released the 2 La Paz albums, and they asked me if I would be interested in doing an album with their new wonder kid guitar player, Iggy, who's 16 years old, I think. And I said, well, I need to hear the material, because I need to hear the songs and see what I can bring to it. I said, you don't have to write anything. It's all written. And I went and I heard the songs and I was absolutely blown away. And what they've done is they've got these 2 Polish guys, brothers, who are overachievers. They play every instrument, they sing very well, they write very well. They wrote all the songs. So it was just a matter of me going in, and I spent a week in Poland doing the vocals towards the end of last year, and I got the first single through this morning, and I listened to it, and it sounds really good.
This very morning.
This very morning on the bus. And I got it through, and it sounds really good. It's an AOR style. But it sounds great, and he plays great guitar on it. But the songwriting and the work's just superb.
Okay, I know you are playing with Michael Schenker. For how long are you gonna still playing with him?
I'll stay with Michael as long as Michael wants me around. It's always the same for me. This is the 4th American tour I've done. I did 1 with Richie, I did 2 or 3 with Ingrid, so this might be the 5th. But this is the happiest one. This has been the one that's been the most fun.
Why?
Well, because it's a good bunch of people on the bus, and that makes a great difference to... If you're going to be living 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 6 weeks, to have a group of people who get it on without anyone having any issues. And on this tour we have a guy who he's our tour manager, and he's just controls everybody and just makes everything work, and everybody respects him. And when he says jump, everybody jumps. It doesn't matter whether it's a crew member or a band member. We all go, okay, we do that. Yeah. Because you need to have someone that's in charge, or egos and or positions within the bus run riot. This is the happiest bus I've ever been on. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
That's great, man. That's great. Tell me about any plan to release something. Your latest solo album was in 2011, right? And well, it's gonna be this way whammy thing. There is anything else from you?
Well, You know, we're jumping around here a little bit. You know, I did my solo album because I had nothing else to do. I had just left Yngwie's band, and I had nothing to do. So I called on all my friends that I had and said, you know, I need to do something. Can we? If I give you these songs, can you play the tracks? And they said yes. I don't like being a solo artist. I like being part of a band. There was a point when, during the Yngwie stuff, that I thought that I didn't like being part of a band, but then I realised that being in Yngwie's band wasn't really being in a band.
Yeah.
And so I did that. But I'm enjoying playing with Michael because I've actually written an album that's really, really strong, bridge the gap, really, really strong, and I'm getting out to go out and play these songs live. And that's why I do this. I like to write an album and go out and play it live, because that's when the songs take on a life of their own. When you're writing them in a studio situation and recording them in a studio situation, it's very generic. And it's not until you play those songs live that you actually find the life in them.
I got it. Yeah. You play with the best guitar players in the world, like Richie and Michael. Tell me and Yngwie, obviously, yeah, about three.
And Blanca and Walter.
Walter, yeah. Tell me, what is the best thing that happened to you when you play with some of them?
Well, I think the best thing, Richie's my favourite guitar player, and has been since I was 15 years old. And working with Richie gave me the opportunity, opened me up to the wider rock and roll market, if you like.
Yeah.
Not only to people who could hear me sing, but also to other musicians that I could work with. So that was really a great bonus for me to do that. And through that, you know, I got to work with Yngwie, because Yngwie looked to that. And the same with Walter. Working with Michael came about completely differently. I have a friend called Chris Glenn, who was the bass player in Alex Harvey Band, and also with Michael. And he asked me to come down and sing with Michael at Shepherd's Bush Empire. And so I went down there, and Michael heard me, and he thought, oh, he sounds good. And Michael and I ended up by mistake playing in the same concert somewhere, and he said, you and I should maybe do something together. And then he called me, and I went down and I rehearsed with the band, and he said, would you like to come on tour with me? And I said, yes, I would. So that's what we did. That's how it came about. It was nothing to do with Richie Blackomore. It was nothing to do with Yngwie. It was nothing to do with anybody else. It was just that he heard me, and he heard something in my voice that he liked. So that worked, and here I am, and we've recorded a fantastic album called Bridge the Gap under the name Temple of Rock. It's no longer the Michael Schenker group, and I'll explain to you why. Because we now have Herman Rarebell and Francis Bochotz in the band, Michael thought that it would be disingenuous to call it the Michael Schenker Group, or MSG. So MSG will be whenever Gary Barden's in the band.
Oh, okay.
This is Temple of Rock now. And what we're doing here in America is promoting the new album and Temple of Rock.
Okay.
And Michael wanted to introduce me to his because although we're all rock fans, you know, the Deep Purple fans and the Rainbow fans and the Whitesnake fans and the Gillan fans and the Dio fans are not necessarily the MSG, Scorpions, UFO fans. So I'm bridging a gap here between those two camps, if you like. And so Michael asked me if I would come over here and do this promotional tour for the album. And we've got two great guys that have played with Michael for years and years and years. Rev Jones and Pete Holmes. Rev plays the bass, Pete's doing the drums. And of course we have Wayne Finley